What up, what up, what up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to review the Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 15 finale. So if you haven't seen the Season 15 finale of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, turn this video off, go watch the episode, go watch the finale, and come back and watch this review. Anything I say is my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. These are my thoughts and expressions. Ain't nobody paying me to say anything, all that good stuff, bad stuff, whatever. I am also not a public speaker, so I might tend to stutter. I might pause and regain my thoughts. Definitely gonna be looking at my notes that I take throughout the show. Definitely gonna hear so 1,000 times, whatever you want to hear. I mean, whatever it is. I mean, it is what it is. See? Not a public speaker. What else? Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's an easy and free way to support my channel. And it literally takes less than 4 seconds. It takes less than 4 seconds to do. Just hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button because I don't only review The Real Housewives. I review other shows too. Scripted shows, reality shows, all that. Animated shows. Animated, not anime. So, yeah. What else? Oh, yeah. Definitely got my handy dandy water bottle. Got the top off because I just reviewed The Shy. Just finished reviewing The Shy. So, I'm already talking, drinking too a lot. Anything else? I like to grade the episodes before and after my reviews. This is the finale. I mean, we saw a lot of celebrities. I'm happy for Candy and them, so I'm gonna give it an A-. It was alright. It wasn't the best though. Wasn't the best finale. I saw Allison piped up. I was like, okay. Allison piped up this episode. But other than that, I was like, Drew's storyline. I was like, I'm not. But anyway, last chance. If you haven't seen the season 15 finale of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, turn this video off right now because I'm about to spoil the entire finale. It's the finale. I don't know if y'all watch this show called Roast Me. Shout out to Boo Capone. He'd be like, it's the finale. Anyway. So, well, Roast Me is on Caffeine too, but I watch it on YouTube. Shout out to Roast Me, All Deaf, whatever you want to call it. I love them. I be feeling like I know them. Anyway. Alright, so the first scene is like a little part of what we're going to see at the end of the episode, which is the producers asking Drew what's been going on in her marriage that we haven't seen on camera, haven't seen play out on the show. And then they show Drew and Ralph's relationship throughout the seasons and all that stuff. Then we get these little filler scenes, you know, little baby Mecca, so cute, trying to crawl, grab Sheree's phone. She's super cute. I was just like, dang, Sheree be having this damn baby like she the mom. Because I don't even want to say where the mom be at, but I feel like Sheree the type of grandmother that be just pushing the mom off and be like, oh, don't worry, I got her. The girl probably be wanting her baby sometimes, and Sheree be like, nah, I got her. But Cairo, he seems so hands-on on the baby with the baby, too. Then we get the little star to show, you know, baby Brooklyn. Kenya's trying some product in her hair, and Brooklyn's like, you have to moisturize. Kenya was like, you are a needy client or something like that. And Candy and Todd, I think they was on FaceTime, talking about the editing of the movie, The Pass, and talking about the premiere party. One thing I will give them, I'm not going to lie, because at first I was kind of saying, like, okay, this movie is just like that movie Hall Pass. But one thing I will give them, on their movie, it seems like the woman took a hall pass with another woman. But on the actual hall pass, the woman she did it with another guy. And the dudes didn't do anything. And it seems like, oh yeah. So yeah. I was about to say, it seems like on the pass, only the woman got the pass. But no, the man got the pass too. But apparently it's on Peacock, so I'm going to probably definitely take a look at it. So Sonya, she goes to see Dr. Jackie, and Marlo's there, and they do the ultrasound, and it was like, there's a little sack right there. Sonya was in a confessional saying she wants to treat her second pregnancy like her first one, like she wants to give as much love as she gave Ducey. So this is when Jackie comes in, she telling Sonya, like, I would advise you to stop being so Stop having Deuce so involved in your pregnancy, at least till you get to your like 12-week mark. And it's crazy that she told her that, because later on in the episode we found out that she lost her baby, but then we found out she pregnant again. But it was just like, dang, she kind of was right about that. So she tells her in 10 weeks we'll be able to determine the sex of the baby. So Sonya's excited about it. I ain't gonna hold you. Drew and Ralph seem to be making me cringe. I just be like, girl and dude. So Ralph comes in. She's like, I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. I feel like that's how they conversations always be starting when they're in the house. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Why haven't you seen him in a while? I mean, I know you filming this movie. I guess that's the reason. She filmed the movie. So Ralph was like, yeah, I've been working while you've been filming that movie. So Drew was like, you don't think that's hard work? Ralph was like, you're doing sex scenes. I was like, this nigga's wild. Like, that's her whole career. Like, he wild as hell. That's how she make her money. You talking about she doing sex scenes. I was just like, wow. Like, and you her whole husband. Like, what, you sound wild as hell. What is that? Yeah, so Drew was like, it is a lot of work. It's a lot of hours. I only got an hour of sleep last night. I had to wake up and take our son to school, she said. So Ralph was like, and I tried to help you. Drew was like, well, you moved to the other room. They show Ralph's other bed. Ralph was like, because when you come in at 3 a.m., you disrupt my sleep, and I end up waking up for 2 hours. Da da da. So Drew was like, well, when you gonna move back in the room? Ralph was like, when I get stability. So this is when Drew tells Ralph about Courtney calling her about the whole bitch situation, and shows Ralph the video. So Ralph was like, how does that make you feel, Drew? And Drew was like, how does that make you feel? I was like, how you want him to feel? So this when Ralph was like, I heard Kenya, Marlo call you bitches all the time. And Drew was like, well, we just met Courtney, and this is who she is behind closed doors. And Ralph was like, what did she say offensive to me? I was like, nigga, this your wife. If she feel like she offended, then you got to ride for her. But I was just like, she gonna talk about something, how does it make you feel? Like, what? That was the right question to ask. So her asking it back was dumb, because it was about how you felt, not about how he felt about it. By you asking him that, you just seen how he felt about it, which you didn't want to see. So Drew, so Ralph, damn, I told y'all. So Ralph was like, well, what did she say offensive about me? So Drew was like, if I don't rock with somebody, you don't rock with somebody. If you don't rock with somebody, I don't rock with somebody. So Ralph was like, oh, some things aren't worth it. So Drew walks off, goes down to the kitchen, brings up the situation to Allison. Ralph comes in, and he was like, I done heard you says to Allison, I done heard you call Drew a bitch before. It happens. Allison was like, I don't care if the girl called Drew a banana, it's bothering her. And what'd she say? Damn. I wanted to say that with more power, because I was like, Allison, that was a line. I mean, that was a word. She said, I don't care if she called her a banana, it bothers her. So start with that. Says that to Ralph. So Ralph was like, Allison, I got this. He don't like when somebody boss up on his ass. He don't like that. So Allison like, I got this. So they go back and forth a little bit. And Allison like, why would you say, you see she's upset, da da da. So Drew walks off trying to de-mic herself. Starts crying. Ralph like, why are you crying? She's like, because why are you embarrassing me? I was just like, this is why I don't know what you, Drew. Like, You be faking. Like, I don't know. Are you really upset? Because you asked him how he felt about it, and you mad because he told you how he felt about it. When he first asked you first. He asked you first, and you didn't tell him. Now you upset because he not acknowledging how you felt? So she's saying, you embarrassed me. I'm tired. I'm trying to go through this. I'm tired. She goes upstairs. Then Allison comes at Ralph. Like, why are you upsetting her? I was like, Allison gonna be a problem. She ain't afraid to step. She's stepping. She's stepping to people. I wish I would have got my chapstick. My lips is dry. But they gotta be like that so you don't wet the J. So Sheree and her daughter, they in the car, and they talking about stuff to reduce stress. Then they start talking about the sipping seed. Of course, you know, Sheree brings up the daughter she never knew about, Candace. So she like, Tiara, did you ever meet Candace before? And Tiara was like, yeah, I met her. And Sheree was like, well, was she introduced as Bob's daughter? And Tiara was like, yeah, she was introduced as Bob's daughter. I mean, as Dad's daughter. We met her at Dad's house, at Dad's mom's house. She said it was a family dinner. So Sheree was like, why you ain't never tell me? And Tiara was like, I thought you knew. Of course she thought Sheree knew. If she knew, Sheree says in her confessional that Tiara and Bob are super close, so it's not surprising that Tiara didn't come tell her. But like Tiara just said, she thought you knew. She said, plus she not upset with her kids anyway. She feel like Bob should have told her if he knew. Because Tiara didn't even know that he knew about his daughter. She thought that he just found out about Candace. And iPad keep calling because it's on the charger. It's on tilted. It is what it is. My reviews be as raw as fuck. So, it's a regular smegular, degular girls review. So Kenya in the kitchen making breakfast for Brooklyn. She coloring. And Kenya's dad comes out sitting next to Brooklyn. Brooklyn like, I want mommy to sit next to me. She's so cute. So Kenya was like, I will in a minute, but don't do that to Pop. So Kenya's dad was like, says to Brooklyn, I thought we was friends. Brooklyn was like, I'm shy. I was like, she's so cute, bro. She's so articulate. She knew exactly what to say. I was like, she's super cute, man. She's like, I'm shy. So Kenya mentions in her confessional that Brooklyn and her father only met this year. And I guess it was on camera because they showed the little clip where Brooklyn gave him that big old hug. It was like, this your pop. So she said, you know, her and her father ain't had the best of relationships. I think it was due to the men in her life. I don't remember. But she said they working on it. So this is when Kenya tells her father about having another baby. So, you know, Kenya's dad like, oh, no, you almost died giving birth to Brooklyn. Like, no, we're not doing that. So Kenya was like, well, I'm thinking about doing, like, surrogacy. So her father was like, okay, that's a good idea. So, what did he say? Yeah, so Kenya was like, the only thing I got to do is talk to Mark. And Kenya was like, what you going to do if he against it? Kenya was like, I don't think about that because legally they're mine, so I own them. That's going to be messy. I get why she want to do it because she don't want to have multiple baby fathers and stuff, but also it's a messy situation. She even says in this moment in her confession, she worries if Mark will try to protest it or take her to court, make another case about something. God damn it. I can't take this junk off the charger. I just had my finger all in the front of the camera. I forgot. Whatever. I can't take off the charger because it's dying. So Marlo's at the archive and Scott Lee pops up. She mentioned that she does the wardrobe for Tammy Roman. And Tammy Roman's hosting that show right now, the little Courtney Act, like the back in the day Cheaters or whatever. And she do be looking bomb. So I was like, shout out to Marlo. Okay, whatever. But Scotty comes in. Producers ask Marlo, like, is Scotty your boyfriend? And Marlo's like, is Scotty just a guy I'm seeing? He's my friend boy. They put that shit in the captions of when he came in. I was like, what the hell is this? I don't know. I'm trying to buy it. I don't know. He only pop up on camera. I need to see if they be together off camera. I don't know. So this is when Marlo invites Scotty to Candy and Todd's little. They wrap the party up. They wrap the party up. They wrap the movie up, so they having a rap party. They could have just said trailer premiere party or something, but I get it, rap party. I haven't heard that before. I heard that term before. So Drew and Ralph, they sit down with Dr. Ken. Ralph's there this time, surprisingly. Drew starts off by saying, oh, let me just say how much of a big deal it is that Ralph's actually here, because he ain't been here in a lot of sessions, da-da-da. So Ralph was like, I may not have been in the sessions, but I've been working on myself, making changes, da-da-da. So Drew was like, what changes you been making? Ralph was like, I moved out the room. I was like, that's not good, fool. Like, what? You not sleeping with your wife? That's not a good change. So Dr. Ken tells him, y'all love each other. Y'all just very disconnected right now. So Ralph gets to talking about how moving out the room has gotten him to a comfortable space. And Dr. Ken was like, how does that make you feel? And Drew answers him like, alone. And she was like, I know he probably happy. And Ralph was like, liberated. Liberated. So this is when Drew says, oh, he didn't discuss with me about leaving out the room. So I feel like that's very irresponsible of him, because the kids have noticed. And then Ralph's like, oh, he's trying to bring the kids into it. This one, Ralph tries to say it's a lie. And Drew pulls up the text message of the son saying, I know this dad's sleeping in another room. So Ralph was like, that's not the issue. Drew just making it the issue. He was like, she creating an issue. He even cuts Dr. Ken off. He was like, hold on, let me say something, Dr. Ken. Let me say something. I was like, damn, you cutting the doctor off? He got a problem with that. So he's like, it's about me making certain changes to make me feel good. And I got the right to do that. I'm just like, but you're changing. But the shit you're doing to change. I'm trying to make sure it don't tip. The shit you're doing to change is upsetting your wife. But you don't seem to care. Somebody get into a place where he more free. Nigga, you're married. What are you talking about? That's some single shit. You hear that? I'm more free. He said he left so that both of them could be more comfortable, because she sleep at this certain temperature, he sleep at this certain temperature. Dr. Ken looking at this nigga like, really, nigga? Really, nigga? Therapists, I can only think what they be thinking about when they be hearing this bullshit sometimes. So Ralph's like, this is the solution that's been put into place. That's how we both get what we want. But that's not what Drew wants. Like, he contradicting himself with everything he say. He's saying in his confessional, he wake up and he feel liberated and nice and all that. And Drew was in her confessional saying he trying to deflect because she willing to sleep at his temp and the movie done wrapped. So why he ain't came in the room? Or something like that. She said now he talking all this liberated mess. This is when Ralph brings up some couple that Drew knows. Like, they sleep in separate rooms. They Gucci. And Drew was like, actually, they're filing for divorce, or they're divorced. So I guess it was inevitable. I guess it was inevitable. So Ralph was like, who hasn't filed for divorce? This is when Dr. Ken asked them, is there someone that they really want to be with and connect with? And I was like, that's crazy that he got to ask this married couple this. Because, like, yeah, they talking single talk. It's weird. So Don Juan, you know, he calls Candy like, girl, over 200 people in RSVP for this damn event. Candy was like, 200? 200? Of course, we love Brooklyn. She helping Kenya pick out her outfit. Kenya's like, I think you just like the shiny stuff. Sheree picking something out. Tiara in there like, oh, I like this bag. Sheree like, I picked, Martell got that for me. Tiara throwing shots at Martell, talking about something. Oh, he got nice taste, surprisingly. Even the kids know he's some bullshit. I don't know if he bullshit. Damn, the screen fell because I was talking shit. I don't know personally. I don't watch his show, so I don't know if he's some bullshit. But I just know I seen that interview before the show aired, knowing that they wasn't together no more. So I knew that their whole relationship was a scam. So you know, Ralph and Drew gets there early to the rap party. You know, she performing and she like VIP because she in the movie. They got the little fake Hollywood Walk of Fame. Drew see her little star there. She's like, Don Juan, you did your thing. So the party starts. People start to arrive. We see T.I. and Tiny there. Cynthia's there. Shamia's there. Courtney's there. Of course, the cast is there. This is like the final event of the season. Yeah, so everybody starts to arrive. Candy tells the ladies, like, Drew did her thing. Even though she tried to say she didn't kiss a woman, it looks so natural to her. So then you hear Sonya briefly tell Courtney that she's been having these cramps lately. So we see these signs leading up to what happens to Sonya at the end of the episode. You know, Mama Joyce arrives. Everybody love Mama Joyce. They all greeting her and stuff. You know, her messy ass notices that Cynthia ain't wearing no wedding ring. She's like, oh, where your ring? No, she just got divorced. Divorce just finalized. Drew and Allison come over to the group of ladies. Courtney tried to give Allison a hug. Allison like, no. I ain't fucking with you. Courtney's like, okay, well, can we go step away to talk about it? So they step away. Allison like, when I asked you, did you call my sister a bitch? You lied. So Courtney was like, I said that, I said it like that bitch. Like it was a reference. Which we all kind of felt. But it was like, no, because first you said you didn't say it at all. So it's like, no. Which one is it, Courtney? So I was liking that Allison was calling her ass out. I was rooting for you, Courtney. I was. But you be backtracking. That's your name. Backtrack Courtney. I ain't gonna lie, in her confessional, she did make me laugh. She was like, Drew, like, oh my gosh, I'm just apologizing to her so she can shut the fuck up. She's like, it's so stupid. I ain't gonna hold you. That part was funny. And I agreed. I was like, the situation's so stupid. But I was just like, but no, you be backtracking. You can't be not expecting people to come at you for that. This is when Drew was like, yeah, you said you never said it at all. So Drew was like, don't call me a bitch again. This is when Courtney asked Allison, she was like, you ain't never called Drew a bitch? So Allison was like, no, and you got that from Ralph. You must have talked to him earlier. I was like, that's crazy. Because I was thinking the same thing right when she said it. I was like, dang, Ralph said that earlier in the episode. And then Allison was like, you must have talked to Ralph. Oh my gosh. Everything is trying to fall right now. Okay. Ah. Damn. That was my ring light, as you can see. I got on this little ass table. They gonna fuck with me when I'm almost done this goddamn review. They anything. Stay your ass up. You get your ass back right here. I wonder if I can unplug this junk for the rest of the damn junk. I can't see the damn percentage when it's recording. Oh, let me unplug this. Let me unplug this then. This goddamn plant right here keep getting in the way. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, we back. Is this plant in the way? I can't even see. Is it? About to be. All right, there we go. All right, so Allison calls Courtney out like, you got that from Ralph. So Courtney and Drew, they go back and forth a little bit. And Kenya kind of walks through and breaks that up. Marlo arrives, Mayetta, Sheree, they arrive. So then Shamia comes on stage, announces the premiere of the trailers. It's a trailer for The Past. And they show us a little bit of it. It looks very Tubi. Very black. Very bounce. Not bounce, but maybe. I mean, Saints and Sinners was good. So they played, everybody giving it a round of applause. Afterwards, Candy asked Mama Joyce, you think people gonna come see it and stream it and stuff? Mama Joyce was like, I just hope so. Like, as long as you happy, that's what matters. That's what's important. I was like, oh, that motherly love. Candy says in her confession that Mama Joyce has been going to counseling. I was just like I be always saying, she one of those old school mothers. She is not going to change. She was like, seeing her there tonight, supporting her is a step in the right direction. I was like, she was going to be there regardless, girl. Girl, Candy. So Drew comes out to perform. It was just one part of her song that everybody knew. Something about asthmatic. I was like, oh, okay, Drew. They know that song. She did good. So as she's performing her song, they get the final updates of the Housewives. They show Candy and Todd at the Tony Awards. They say she ain't win that Tony, but she's still reaching for that EGOT. Of course, she ain't gonna stop. And this is when they tell us that The Past is on Peacock. I might watch that tomorrow night. And they producing a revival of The Wiz. Please don't do it bad. Please don't do it bad. I'm rooting for them on that. But people don't like remakes of classics. So Sheree healed her fibroids the natural way. I wish I knew how. I'm literally about to get surgery tomorrow morning to get my fibroids removed. So kudos to her. And then they say her and Martell are just friends. We already knew that. Oh gosh, I don't even. And then apparently Marlo and Scotty are still dating. And Marlo's still working to get her record expunged and still advocating for the foster system and stuff. Then they show a little clip of the soft opening for Kenya Moore Hair Spa, which I could have swore was like supposed to be the finale episode or something. But they changed it to Candy's thing. I don't know. Then they say the divorce is still pending between her and Mark, the 4-year divorce, because he has moved to file her in contempt of court. That's crazy as hell. 4 years? They literally been going through a divorce longer than they've been married. That's crazy talk. And then they say, Sonya and Drew both went through traumatic events, so they saved them for last as far as their updates. So then they go into this whole Drew and Ralph mess. Filming wrapped on January 28th. They bring the cameras back March 1st what is it? A day after, 3 days after. I mean, a day after or something like that. Whatever. March 1st, right after Drew filed for divorce. So they show all the ladies' reactions to it. Marlo's FaceTime and Sheree, and Kenya looking at it. Whole bunch of stuff. Talking about Ralph filing an hour later after she did. So this is when Marlo's telling Sheree that the street's saying that Drew's supposed to be dating Ty Young, Mimi Falls ex, the ex WNBA player. And then all the ladies talking about how Drew was just at Ralph's birthday party with Ty, like as her date. So Candy says in her confession that Drew and Ty met on the set of The Past. One of the other says on set, Drew was calling Ty her crush. So just like if you're gonna like just stand on it, Drew. You like some women, you like some cootie every now and then. So this is when we get this so sad scene. Sonya and her mom. I got weed on my lips, sorry. So Sonya shares that she went to Dr. Jackie for a 7-week checkup and found out that the baby wasn't growing and she wasn't looking like she was having a viable pregnancy. Oh my goodness, why would it fall on that part? So she says she was supposed to have something called a D&C, which is like a surgery to remove tissue from the uterus. So she was supposed to have that, but she went out of town, was supposed to have the surgery when she got back. But while she was out of town, she ended up having a miscarriage. So I was like, it was so sad the way she was telling her mom. She was so sad because Sonya was so happy to have that baby. She told her baby boy, told her castmates. She said she lost so much blood that she had to get a blood transfusion. And it was hard for her because she was out there was it in New York City? She was there alone. Her mom wasn't there. Ross wasn't there. And Miss Sharon, she crying too. She's like, oh my gosh, my baby. So she starts telling her, like, we was hesitant telling Deuce, because every night Deuce would lay on my belly and pray to God that we have a healthy baby. He has a healthy baby sister. And then they showed a clip of Deuce doing it. It was so cute because he's a baby, but when in that moment it was so cute to see because she was still pregnant at that moment they showed. Then she talks about how Deuce tried to do it the other night and she just couldn't hold back her tears because she knew there wasn't no baby there no more. So she told Ross, because Ross wanted to wait to tell him. She was like, we're going to tell him anyway. So she tells Miss Sharon how she told Deuce. He started crying, asking how, and that's so sad. And asking her, Sonya, if she okay, and Sonya was like, you okay? And Deuce said no, he really wanted a baby sister. It's so sad. No offense, but this is why Dr. Jackie told her that she need to wait to tell. And I don't understand why people say wait to tell people until you get to a certain trimester. Is that the word? So, of course, Miss Sharon, she consoling her daughter. Tells her, you got to slow down in life. You're moving too fast. Then they show Sonya's final update. Family done moved out, but only 10 minutes away. I see what y'all did there. And Sonya and Ross are pregnant again. So it's just like, they got that, they call them rainbow babies. They got that rainbow baby. I'm so happy for them. That's what's up. Then they show March 3rd, 3 days after the divorce was filed. The producers, they sit down with Drew and Ralph. Drew in the back getting dolled up, and Kenya FaceTimes her to check on her. She telling her how is going she how she's trying to go about having to tell her kids who asking a lot of questions. Then Sheree comes in because she just finished her interview. She comes in to support her. This is when Drew tells Sheree, like, yeah, Ralph's lawyer ran to the media. That's why they think that he filed first. But when you see in the court documents that I actually filed 61 minutes early, I was like, why you telling Sheree all messy ass all this? I was like, what the hell? So Sheree was like, where's your mom at? And Drew tells Sheree, like, my dad's like irresponsive, like he not talking, eating, so my mom got to stay with him. Sheree be like, well, you know, I know about that, and tells her that her father just passed like 2 days ago. Sheree starts breaking down. You know, Drew goes over to console her. Sheree leaves out. This interview between Drew and Ralph starts. As soon as Drew sits down, she starts bawling. Dude just put all that makeup on her face, caked her face up. Now she crying it out. She's like, I'm just thinking about how back to the time when me and Ralph were sitting here and we were good. So now you got Drew answering the question that they asked at the beginning of the episode. What have we not been seeing playing out in your marriage on screen and all that? So she was like, there's been a lot of things happening throughout the course of our marriage. I feel like I lost my voice in the marriage, and I've been allowing things that no woman should allow. Talking about him having inappropriate relationships with women and the whole Tampa situation. We still don't know what that is. I mean, we still don't know what was going on there. So this is when Ralph says that he asked Drew for the divorce after an argument they had. So the producer was like, what was the argument? So Ralph calls his lawyer, can I talk about this? And the lawyer was like, no. Act like they giving us some spicy, oh, he can't talk about it. All this lit, he can't talk about it. So the producers, you know, they asking all the questions. They asked Drew, like, what happened the day that you filed? What made you file that day? So Drew's like, well, let me call my lawyer. So they asked Ralph, they tell Ralph, like he don't know. Yeah, Drew's filing it states some infidelities. Ralph started chuckling. You see, we'll be responding to all that in court, whatever he said. It seemed like he got something we don't know about. But from the clip we seen for the reunion, it seems some transcripts between her and Drew. I don't know. But Drew got some text messages too, so we gonna see. So they asked Drew, did he ever come back to the bedroom? They messy as hell. Did he ever come back to the bedroom? So Drew was like, no. But Ralph says that he came back after the movie. So it's just like, we don't know, because they both be lying. So they asked Drew, like, what does life look like after Ralph? I mean, without Ralph. So Drew was like, Drew gets emotional. It's too new. Producer was like, okay, we'll take a break. So later on that day, around 8 o'clock, apparently Mimi Foss from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta posts a story suggesting that her ex, Ty Young, and Drew had an affair. And it went viral, apparently. All the blogs got it over there, picked it up. And then they showing all the blogs and all that on the screen. Oh yeah, so then they asked Ralph, are Ty and Drew dating? Ralph was like, they have a friendship. Did he do the air quotes? I think he did do air quotes. They have a friendship. That's as much as I can say. I was like, man, you were so pressed to say something any other time. Try to act like your lawyer really telling you not to say it. You know you could say something. So then they bring Courtney ass in. This little mouse, her voice is like, oh my god, yeah. So they bring her little nugget head ass in there. So she's like, yeah, Ralph already told me Drew has fun with women all the time, and he lets her. Like he's okay with it. So Drew just finding out about the blog and stuff. She's like, "Oh my God, are this? It's everywhere? Like that's crazy. Like that's such a low reach." So they start asking Courtney, "What do you know about Drew and Ty?" Courtney's like, I know that I visit. No, I know that Drew visits her." So producer's like, where she visit her at?" Courtney was like, Texas. Texas. She was like, and Ralph has a lot of the discovery too. They was like, what does that mean? Ralph has a lot of discovery. He's like, basically proof and evidence in your favor, basically. Courtney was like, he feels pretty confident in that discovery too. In that discovery. So I don't know if Courtney knew. I mean, I'm pretty sure this dumbass bitch knew they were still filming. But they tried to make it seem like she didn't know or something. She was like, I got pictures of Ty and Drew. I just wasn't going to say that on camera. So I was like, you still on camera. I know you know. And she was like, that's why you wanted, she was like, y'all shouldn't have left me in a room with vodka so long. So then she was like, that's why he wanted to adopt the son. She was like, that's why he wanted to adopt a son. So she could be in her lesbian relationship and Ralph could pay all the bills. I was like, what? I don't even like Ralph, but that's a reach. Like, what? She sound dumb. So then, they just got this just hit the blog. So of course they asking, well, who is who is Ty, Drew? So Drew's like, oh, former WNBA player. So then they was like, well, Ty was friends with your romantic woman partner in the movie, right? And Drew was like, yes, we met on set, me and Ty. So they was like, are there any truth to what the blogs are saying? She was like, I literally haven't been logged in. I literally just heard about it as I was sitting down for this interview. So they was like, have you heard this rumor before? And she was like, yeah, I heard it from Ralph. threw it right at him. They was like, you think Ralph leaked it to the press? She was like, absolutely. He's been conjuring up things, and this is one of them. So I was like, oh, wow. Then they showed Drew's little update. Apparently, Ralph has apologized via People magazine, but not to her personally. But they continue to live together. That's weird. They probably still smashing, too. They continue to live together, and, I get the co-parent part, but they still living together. Thought that was weird. And then, of course, we see that previously for the next episode. Like I said, I would grade this episode A-. I said A-, yeah. I give it an A-. It was alright. Predictions, I don't know what's going to happen. We see Sheree give Drew a bag, but Candy pulls out the thing and says unseen. It was... Sheree got a She magazine. The shade was thrown this season, so I just can't wait to see how they all react to it. It's going to be funny. But thanks for watching this review. I'm high as hell. I need to get up out of here. Got this surgery in the morning. But thanks for watching this review. Comment below what you would grade the episode, what you thought of the episode, what you thought of this review, if you want to grade the review, whatever. If I forgot anything, if I was off on anything, like and subscribe to my channel because I don't only review the Housewives show. Like I said, I just reviewed The Shy. So yeah, all that good bad stuff, comment below, and I will see y'all in the next review, and wish me well on my surgery. Peace out.